Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the pre-snap of Game On Wisconsin. My name is MJ Hurley, and I will be your host for the pre-snap tonight and for the rest of the Green Bay Packers 2021 NFL season. Tonight's pre-snap show is sponsored by Artech Ventures, and the goal at Artech Ventures is to collaborate closely with founders throughout all the investment and fundraising stages, turning their visions into successful companies. Since 2020, Artech Ventures has helped turn great ideas into profitable businesses that make an impact on the industries, communities, and beyond. So thank you to Artech Ventures for sponsoring the show as always. So what we have going tonight, I will be with you until 7 p.m. Central Time before the Green Bay Packers face off against the San Francisco 49ers tonight. And let me just start with, I have zero faith in the Green Bay Packers. I know that everybody on Green Bay Packers Twitter has been telling me and the rest of everyone else to have faith, to be positive, that we still need to show up. We still need to play the football game, and that's true. We can't forfeit. But walking into this football game without 3 of our 8 best players, I have zero faith in the Green Bay Packers. Even with our best players, when the San Francisco 49ers are even relatively healthy, the Green Bay Packers in recent history have just been curb stomped by San Francisco and by everyone involved. So first and foremost, I just want to say I have zero faith. We're going to talk about some storylines. We're going to talk about a lot of things. But for the game tonight, 7:25 p.m. Central Time on NBC, Packers at Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Even though it's not necessarily going to be a full house because of some of the COVID restrictions in California, just looking at the matchup, San Francisco terrorizes Green Bay. Without Elgton Jenkins at left tackle, we'll get to that later. Without LaDarius Smith, who's still on injured reserve, the Green Bay Packers do not look like a football team that's going to walk into Levi Stadium and have their way with San Francisco. At best, this is going to be a very difficult football game, and we'll dive into that a little bit later. Boss Man tells me, "What's up, Boss Man? How you doing, Jacob? What up? I am nervous. I am not excited for this game. But what I do want to hear from everybody watching is, what Green Bay Packers player do you think is going to have the biggest impact tonight? Try to avoid Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to do well, obviously. I think he's going to have a pretty good game stat-wise. But specifically, I want to know, what Green Bay Packers players do you think are going to have the biggest impact tonight? So, first of all, 49ers are favored by 3 at Levi Stadium. This is something I want to dive into just a little bit, because I know, speaking for myself and speaking for everybody else just in the Packers stratosphere right now, it doesn't seem like anyone thinks the Packers truly have a shot. Now, I know I've been saying we still need to play the game. We still got to show up. We still absolutely have a shot. But it's interesting to me that when the 49ers should already get 3 points on the spread for being at home, they're only favored by 3, which means, according to Vegas, according to everybody who seems to know the point spread, this is a pick'em game. If it was played in a neutral site, it would be even, and there would be no odds either way. It's very fascinating to me because on paper, with Jimmy Garoppolo healthy and with Bosa healthy, those are the 2 people that, to me, that allows the 49ers on offense and on defense to do exactly what they want to do. Now, across the board, there are some injury concerns specifically for the Green Bay Packers, and that really is the storyline going into this game. The Packers will not be able to do exactly what they want to do, specifically on the offensive side. So let's look at this on the offensive, just across the board. Out for tonight's game, Dominique, Dafney, Kevin King, Elgton Jenkins, LaDarius Hamilton, and Vernon Scott. Those are just the guys outside of the LaDarius Smith, David Bakhtiari, who are on injured reserve and are just straight up not available. So we have Dominique Dafney, who, now that Jay Sternberger has been cut, Dominique Dafney is basically going to be the main H-back outside of Josiah DeGuara. So, number one, DeGuara is going to get a lot more playing time tonight. He is somebody who has to step up. Mercedes Lewis is going to be doing a lot of blocking on the left side because it's believed, according to Ian Rappaport this morning, and everybody who knows things about the Green Bay Packers, that Yosh, my man Yosh, I'm not even going to try to say his last name, my man Yosh is going to be starting at left tackle, which means Mercedes Lewis is going to be spending a lot of time on the left side of that offensive line, doing his absolute best to protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side and keep Yosh just above water for the rest of the game. So, all of that to say, with Dominique Dafney out for this game, Mercedes Lewis doing a lot of blocking, Jay Sternberger cut, that means Josiah DeGuara has a lot that is going to be thrown at him right away. And if he doesn't step up in this game, it is going to be very concerning. We have this. Yay, no Kevin King rants tonight. That is true. Something that I do want to mention, a lot of people, and I will echo the sentiment that I have seen on Twitter, Kevin King is out with an illness. It is not stated what it is. I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it's just a flu or some sort of bug like that. While I am excited that Kevin King will not be on the football field tonight, obviously I'm not excited that Kevin King is ill and not feeling well. So those are two completely separate things. From a pure football perspective, I am very excited that Kevin King is not going to be on the football field tonight. He's not going to be able to get burned by Deebo Samuel. Brandon Aiyuk has been absolutely absent in the 49ers' first two games, and I was confident, without a shadow of a doubt, that Kevin King would make him look like an all-pro wide receiver in the first game. Jacob says, put Big Dog next to the left tackle all night. I don't care who's a left tackle. I don't care, and we'll probably get reports in the next few minutes. So if you see something, let me know, because I'm not on Twitter right now. But if you see who's warming up at left tackle in warm-ups tonight at Levi Stadium, let me know. We'll talk about it. But no matter who's at left tackle, if Billy Turner goes over to left tackle and we got Royce Newman at right tackle, I don't care who's at left tackle. Put Big Dog next to him. Do their best to protect Aaron Rodgers' blindside, because he is going to have very little time tonight to get that football out, and that is going to be the biggest factor. Again, something we'll get onto a little bit later. But this is interesting. Look for A.J. Dillon in the backfield more to help with pass protection, similar to Zeke in week one. This is very interesting to me because last week we didn't see very much A.J. Dillon. The week before, we didn't see very much A.J. Dillon just because Matt LaFleur forgot to run the football, which, first of all, I really hope he remembers that running the football goes well. Because look what happened last week, granted against the Detroit Lions. Granted, I will own up to that. It was the Lions. On paper, a game the Packers should destroy them. But not a lot of A.J. Dillon because Aaron Jones was going off. So I agree with that, Dan. If we get a lot more A.J. Dillon, put Mercedes Lewis next to left tackle, put A.J. Dillon in the backfield. Honestly, you can run sets where A.J. Dillon is the fullback, and then you have Mercedes Lewis as essentially an extra offensive lineman because he can block Khalil Mack by himself. He can block Bosa by himself. Not difficult. Have those two very large human beings in the game, and that gives you a little bit more breathing room. However, that limits what the Green Bay Packers want to do because a lot of their base offensive sets have Tunyon in the game, and then they have MVS, Lazard, Adams, and Jones. That's kind of their base set. So without Elgton Jenkins at left tackle, without David Bakhtiari at left tackle, you're now taking away a lot of the game plan because Matt LaFleur can't do what he wants to do just across the board. The other thing with Vernon Scott and LaDarius Hamilton out, Hamilton linebacker, Scott a safety, just something I want to discuss. I know Jacob, I believe, was bringing this up on Twitter. We need a big night tonight and moving forward from Darnell Savage. He's supposed to be our playmaker. He's supposed to be the guy who could have taken over that star position in the Joe Barry defense and say, Darnell, I need a play. I need you to go punch the ball out. I need you to go pick this pass off. So far, he has not been the person who's been able to do that, which has been extremely frustrating. Just haven't seen what you wanted to see out of him yet. Now, don't get me wrong. When we compare to a lot of the safety groups in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers have safeties who are much better. And they have a group that 100% I will take almost over anybody but maybe the Rams. I really like their safety group. Other than maybe the Rams, I will take anyone. So give me Darnell Savage, give me Adrian Amos every day of the week. But I need Darnell Savage to step up, especially against a team that is going to run vertically. They're going to try to burn us downfield. And I need Darnell Savage to make a play. I don't care what you do. Remember Clay Matthews, 2010 Super Bowl? He was told, go make a play. He made a play. Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl. I'm telling Darnell Savage tonight, I need you to go make a play. Because likely, Jair Alexander is not going to get targeted that much. That's something we've seen in the first 2 weeks. Alexander is just not getting thrown at, which I don't blame them. That really, they shouldn't throw at Jair Alexander. That's not a good idea. It's a really bad idea. I tweet every night whenever the Packers are playing, First time somebody throws at Darnell or at Jair Alexander, and he bats it away as he always does. I tweet out, apparently, insert team didn't get the memo. Don't throw at Jair Alexander. So Jair is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to shut down one side of the field for the most part, which means I need Darnell Savage to make plays. Yes, It Is Time by Kevin Green. Classic. I am saying to Darnell Savage tonight, it is time. I need you to go make a play. I need you to take this defense to the next level. Now, the last thing I'll mention specifically on injuries on the defensive front is because Kevin King is out, this means we're going to get a full evening, I think, of Eric Stokes. Number one, let's remember tonight, for all the people who are going to compare Stokes to Kevin King for this entire night, that Eric Stokes is still a rookie corner. This is still his third game in the NFL, and this is 100% the most difficult matchup that he's going to see so far in his NFL career. The game planning by Kyle Shanahan, the back and forth between Shanahan and Matt LaFleur, is something that is almost unmatched in the NFL. So you have that to keep in mind. Whatever Eric Stokes does tonight, right now, he's the highest graded rookie corner by PFF in the NFL. So you take that going into a game where he's going to be targeted. They're going to throw at Eric Stokes again and again and again. So keep that in mind. But again, I would much rather have Eric Stokes on the field over Kevin King. That is a football game that I want to watch with Eric Stokes on one side and Jair Alexander on the other side. Now, something that I was thinking about this week, I talked about it on my live show, Third Down Thursdays, and one of the biggest problems I think the Green Bay Packers are going to have, even though the 49ers are down to like their sixth-string running back. I don't know what Trey Sermon is officially listed on the original San Francisco 49ers depth chart, but it can't be very high. And Trey Sermon is still going to run all over the Green Bay Packers tonight. We know that. The San Francisco 49ers have been running the football down the Green Bay Packers' throat since at least 2012, if not earlier. This is something we've been going through for the last 9 years, and it is just a reality. And one of the reasons it's going to be reality tonight is because the lack of ZaDarius Smith and the lack of interior pressure outside of Kenny Clark. Unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Let's get that fixed. That's not something we like to see. Hello, folks. I don't know what happened to my camera. We're going to keep talking from here for the time being until I get that figured out. Unfortunately, Kevin King or ZaDarius Smith cannot get the type of pressure. That's the type of pressure you cannot get somewhere else, right? You cannot get ZaDarius level pressure from across the board. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You're not going to get that type of pressure from a Lancaster or a Dean Lowry. That's just not the way it's going to be. So when you look at trying to shut down a team that is going to run the football, dude, ZaDarius Smith is the most important person. So taper your expectations tonight for the Green Bay Packers. Taper their defensive expectations. If the Packers are going to win this game, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be something where Aaron Rodgers is going to have to throw for 400 yards or something like that. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. We have a little bit of an update here. Per Domowski, Yosh is warming up a left tackle with the first team. So like I was saying earlier, you're going to need Mercedes Lewis to do a little bit more than he normally does blocking. You're going to need him to shut down some of those pass rushers. The only benefit that I think the Packers have going into this game is there are some injuries on the defensive front for the 49ers. They don't have their full team. They don't have, I believe Kinlaw is not going to be playing. They have some guys like that where they're not going to be as fully prepared as they would like to be. So on both sides, this is the football game that unfortunately, I really like the full matchup. I really like the full show. Green Bay Packers versus the San Francisco 49ers. We're not going to get that tonight. We're not going to get what could be a classic game if you have a healthy Packers versus a healthy 49ers. But realistically, the biggest storyline tonight across the board is going to be injuries. So once again, I asked the viewers, everybody watching, who do you think is going to make the biggest impact tonight? Honestly, I think the biggest key tonight for the Green Bay Packers will be Robert Tonyan. This is an interesting comment to go after real quick. Team chemistry as a whole is unknown, and tonight will tell a lot. Now, Dexter knows. This is going to bring me on a rant real quick, and this is something I'm willing to talk about. Story by Ian Rappaport that came out tonight about apparently, and I know Peter Bukowski said that it was an interesting story because Ian has been pretty quiet on the Green Bay Packers reporting. He hasn't been going crazy. He's not been doing the type of reporting that Adam Schefter was doing originally. Ian Rappaport said tonight, or earlier this morning, I believe, that the 49ers were and possibly still are the preferred destination for Aaron Rodgers. That's interesting to me because the 49ers called and apparently were shut down immediately. There was no discussion here. There was no back and forth. There was no, hey, maybe the Green Bay Packers will send Aaron Rodgers to San Francisco. No discussion. For all I know, the only time that there was any discussion of Aaron Rodgers getting sent anywhere was Denver, and it was very limited. It was not really a discussion. So you have Aaron Rodgers, who held the Green Bay Packers organization hostage for an entire summer. And now we're playing the San Francisco 49ers. And all the national media is going to want to talk about tonight is, we have the story. Mike McCarthy didn't draft Aaron Rodgers first overall in 2005. He drafted Alex Smith. Then McCarthy comes to Green Bay. Rodgers is a hometown California guy. He wanted to play for the 49ers. Now you have Ian Rappaport come out and say he wanted to play there all summer. He might even still want to play there. And so before what could possibly be an embarrassment on national television, the Green Bay Packers have to deal with Aaron Rodgers wanting to be in San Francisco. So you have the entire team tonight, to your point about chemistry, Dexter. You have your entire team tonight who, in the back of their head, if they've heard this report, have to be thinking, does Aaron Rodgers even want to be here? Does Aaron Rodgers even want to be playing for us tonight? Does he want to be on the other side? Does he wish it was him versus Jimmy Garoppolo, but flipped? That's something we have to consider, unfortunately, just throughout the night. So real quick, I'm going to go to a quick little commercial while I try to figure out my unfortunate camera situation. So we're going to play our fantastic little MVS show thing real quick. I'm going to get rolling, see if I can get my camera fixed, and I will be right back. What I want you guys to do while I am gone is I want you to tell me who's going to be the biggest impact for the Green Bay Packers tonight and what's going to be our biggest downfall offensively and defensively. I will be right back.
What's up, everybody? It's your Lombardi's Bar Boys here every Wednesday on the Game On Wisconsin YouTube channel, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. I will not be here this week because I will no doubt be in jail after getting arrested at Monday night's game.
And in honor of Open Book, I won't have my power on.
Yeah, so check us out on Wednesday at 7:30. Maybe Jimmy will have his power on. Maybe Dan will be in jail. Maybe we'll have a guest bartender. We don't know. Feel free to shoot us an email and let us know if you're available.
We are taking applications. We will see you on Wednesday.
All right. I believe we are back. I believe I can be seen and heard and all of that good stuff. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, let me know because I think I'm all good now. Hopefully I have fixed any unfortunate issues that we had going on. So I don't want to hold you guys too long. I wasn't sure walking into today how long I was going to do the pre-snap because realistically, I want to get watching the game too. I want to start watching that pregame show. I want to hear Carrie Underwood sing "Waiting All Week for Sunday Night." So that's what we're looking at right now. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you saying that. This is an interesting question. Even with aiyuk non-existent, question is who defends George Kittle? Now, I know my friend Mason, my good friend Mason from Primetime Sports Talk, loves to rant about the Green Bay Packers linebacker situation. It is something that I also generally enjoy ranting about as well. And it's really sad Because when I was growing up, you had the days of Nick Barnett, Clay Matthews, incredible linebacking cores. And the Packers have not had that for the last few years. Now, there's a difference. We've differentiated in the last few years between linebackers, edge rushers, things like that, right? But even then, if you include LaDarius Smith and Preston Smith in our linebacker core, it really only makes our linebacker group average. It doesn't even make them above average, because defending George Kittle tonight, I'm either going to have Devondre Campbell, who couldn't keep up with TJ Hawkinson, who is probably just a tier below George Kittle. So if he couldn't keep up with TJ Hawkinson, he's not going to be able to keep up with George Kittle. That begs the question, do we put Darnell Savage on George Kittle? Okay, he can keep up speed-wise, but physicality, strength-wise, size-wise, there is nobody on the Green Bay Packers defense that can match up with George Kittle the way you would want someone to match up with a beast of a man the way he is. There's a reason that he's one of the top 2 tight ends in the NFL. And in my opinion, he's not 2. He's number 1. So going into tonight, I really do think, I thank you for bringing that up, Dan. I do think that is going to be one of the biggest downfalls for the Green Bay Packers, is what is George Kittle going to do to us? This is interesting. Dexter, dogfight where whoever can out-offense the other team wins. My guess, maybe a couple key turnovers. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. Darnell, I need you to make a play. He probably is going to be on George Kittle a lot tonight. A combination of Darnell Savage, Adrian Amos, and Devondre Campbell. So if you have those 3 on there, Devondre Campbell's not going to make a play. Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage, I need you guys to go make a play, and it's going to come down to turnovers. I know that sounds cliche, but the Green Bay Packers are a team that have not been creating turnovers in the last few weeks, and if it wasn't against the Detroit Lions last week, we would have been in trouble because of that. So, no problem. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate you, bro. So, I don't even know. I want to make a prediction about tonight, but it's not going to be good. It's not going to be a happy prediction. The only other thing I do want to bring up, I know the Green Bay Packers, and especially Matt LaFleur, whenever they win the coin toss, they defer to the second half to receive in the second half. Here is my advice. If I had to sit at home on Game On Wisconsin on my StreamYard live stream, giving advice to the Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, this would be my advice, not just for this game, but for the rest of the year, until the Packers look like themselves. If you win the coin toss, I want you to send your Hall of Fame quarterback, the most talented quarterback of all time. I want you to send him onto the field right away. Go score me 7 points, because that's what the Packers were best at last year, is on their first drive, putting up 7 points. They haven't been good at that so far. And do you know how demoralizing it is for Aaron Rodgers and that offense to immediately be down 7-0 the first 2 games that they play, because the Saints and the Lions put up touchdowns on them right away? That just kills any momentum that you could have had from the start. And you're going on the road to Levi Stadium in a state in California where the Green Bay Packers have been absolutely atrocious, at least my entire lifetime. I don't even want to know like the historic stats on the Green Bay Packers playing in California. All I need to know is in my lifetime, the Packers have sucked there. So you go into Levi Stadium. You are going into a place that is just haunted Green Bay. In the playoffs, in the regular season, when it mattered the most, I need you to go score some points. So if I had to give some advice to Matt LaFleur, that would be my number one advice. Again, I'm 21 years old, sitting here at home with a sports communication degree that I'll get in December. So what do I know, right? But just from everything I've seen, the Packers play so much better when they are ahead. They suck under Matt LaFleur playing from behind, and that's just the way it is. But okay, I'm going to get down to my prediction, I believe. Before I get rolling, any other last questions from anybody watching right now, I will answer those. Definitely going to be interesting to see the injury situation across the board on both teams. If you're playing a little daily fantasy, if you want to go on FanDuel, sponsor the Game on Wisconsin, please go for it. Playing a little daily fantasy, I recommend picking up Trey Sermon. He's a very low cost tonight. That's just some free betting advice from me. you're welcome. Also, pick the 49ers, because that's my official pick. Is I'm going to go 49ers 31, Green Bay Packers 21. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. Honestly, I think that last touchdown for the Packers will be a garbage time touchdown. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I have zero faith in the Green Bay Packers going into this football game. I don't think that they will win the game. I have zero confidence. Even with Kevin King out and Eric Stokes playing, I have zero confidence. The way that this goes, I just have a very bad feeling. And, I've been wrong so far once. I predicted that the Packers would demolish the Saints. They got demolished. I was right about the Lions. I believed that it would be not necessarily the easiest game, but that they would handle the Lions. And going into this game, week 3, Sunday Night Football, they're on a short week, the Packers are. They're going to go into San Francisco, and we're not going to like what we're going to see. So, with all of that in mind, I will be back for the post route after the game. So roughly 20, 25 minutes after the game ends, I will be right back here. So you know where to find me, breaking down all of the highlights, breaking down what the NFC North has done today, because the NFC North is absolutely atrocious. So no matter what, I will be back here for better or for worse after the Packers play the San Francisco 49ers on live television tonight. So I'm going to let you guys go. You have a game to watch. I have a game to watch. You probably have beer to drink. I have chocolate to eat. We have things to do. So I appreciate everybody watching. My name is MJ Hurley from MJ Hurley Sports. And thank you to Arctech Ventures once again for sponsoring the show. This has been the Pre-Snap, a Game on Wisconsin. And I will be back later for the post route. Enjoy the football game, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you later.